संतोषयता सन्तौ श्रीलरूपसनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेकं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः. Hare Krishna. So welcome to everyone for today's Bhakti Sandarbha discussions. Okay, in the last class we were discussing Anushcheda number 60, number 67, 68. 67 is being discussed. So we were discussing this 67th Anushcheda. So what was the point we were discussing? Anyone remember? Want to say? शब्द ब्रह्मणि निष्णातो न निष्णायात् परे यदि श्रमस्तस्य श्रमफलो ह्यदेनुमिव रक्षतः. So how to take the meaning of this sloka? So what is the Anushcheda? Why we are starting the new Anushcheda 67? What are we are going to do in this Anushcheda? Leela Govind Prabhu, yes?
Pure Jnana Yoga is impossible to practice, but
yes.
Bhakti Yoga is to practice.
Yes.
So
And
this is
Bhakti Yoga, if you practice that Bhakti Yoga, Jnana will automatically, yes.
Yeah, and Jnana is a byproduct it
of
produces.
That. Yes.
And that itself is another Purushartha.
Yes. And what is the meaning of yesterday? Sabda Brahmani Nishnato na Nishnayat Pare Yadi Sramastasya Shramafalo Hyadenumiva Rakshataha. Who is going to tell? Okay. Prabhu. Pitambar Chaitanya.
Last Saturday we discussed Sabda Brahma Nishnato na Nishnato Pare Brahmani Pare Yadi Pare. So Sramayo Phala. That means somebody is a Nishnat, complete all Vedic knowledge is having knowledge, but not Nishnat in Pare. Pare means here is indicating the Paratattva. That is including Brahman, maybe Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So all three is included. So it's not Nishnato. So it's not a, so that is become useless. Then again we discuss is somebody taking Vedas, which is including about Bhagavatam, that is pastime of the Lord, that is Bhagavat Akar, Bhagavat Guna. He hears, he becomes, so he develops quality, then that is best. That's the conclusion we discuss. Yes, somebody take out of Vedantas, Vedas, that is means that part which is discussed about pastimes of Lord Bhagavan, that is discussed to, then he will develop attraction towards Lord. But somebody is studying the Vedas, but there is no Pare means Brahman, that's it means Brahman, Bhagavan and Paramatma.
Okay, you want to say? Yes.
Steadiness is in Parabrahman is not achieved by constant deliberation on the Vedas, particularly portion of Upanishads,
Yes.
but it is achieved only when you discuss the pastimes of the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
So steadiness of Parabrahman in the form of Bhagavan or Brahman.
Yes. Yes, one will get the steadiness in the Paratattvam in the form of Brahman and Bhagavan when they practice those Upanishads which describe the pastimes of the Lord. And yes, in this way we have taken. Actually, I am thinking, so now recently I am conducting for first batch. So I taught for 2 years Sandarbhas and so many things. So I'm trying to see how they learned and how they are able to present. So initially they were struggling, but slowly improvement is there. Maybe for this batch also, so every student 20 minutes he may take some topic from either Tattva Sandarbha or from Bhagavad Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, and speak on Saturdays some time, so that we can check actually how they are receiving and how they it's going and how they are presenting. And weekdays, my classes, I cannot cut down my classes. I have to teach. Acha, acha. No, Saturday actually, I study culture actually should come. There should be one moderator. So and what should happen? So someone should present some topic and others will ask questions, and then after that, like that, different people presenting on that day, maybe 5-6 people, and lot of questions, brainstorming, thinking. So such a way it should happen actually. In the traditional way, traditional ancient times, Shastrartha used to happen. Shastrartha means any one person is going to take the topic and he will be presenting that. Then opponent will be there and they are trying to put questions on that. And also finally, so a lot of Siddhantic points will come. Why it is like this only? Why not this? So many questions they will ask. So like that kind of discussions used to happen. But that culture should come back. That's my interest. So how to do this? I'm thinking, because already is, since Bhakti Vaibhava is there, so that is a big problem. Otherwise, only Sandarbhas we could have done. One day, what check the? But on that Saturday, which comes next Monday is not exam, that maybe you can use it. But when you start speaking on Vyasa, sitting on Vyasa and speaking Sandarbha, then it will be a really very different experience. Okay, I'll think. Yeah. Huh? Huh? Actually, I am thinking that some Saturday, maybe once in a month, actually, one Saturday. So 5-6 hours, 4 hours at least, if we get. And 20 minutes like that, 12-15 students, they'll be presenting. Like a mela. Presentation mela, actually. Then you'll be getting so much earning, he'll be taking that topic and this topic, you'll be hearing many. Then without hard work, everything will be get prepared once again. Revision, everything will happen revision. And everyone will make the presentation also, PPTs. This is what this life is meant for. What? This life is meant for study and teach. Exams also is. All exams are easy here, IBM exams. Okay, this reproduction should happen actually. This is somehow I will find out. Yes, we'll see. Yes. You cannot stop Rajdhani Express. If you try to stop, you will be finished. It will go on top of you. Okay. So if you have any suggestion, you people send me that suggestion to me through WhatsApp me too, so that how to implement this. So and you people can express your opinion through WhatsApp so that I can get some idea. If idea comes from you, desire is mine and idea comes from you, then it will be nice actually. It is easy to implement. Huh? We can, if that means in future I want to uh, make such a way, students will be speaking 20 minutes, taking one topic nicely. This is the upakrama. That means this thing we want to establish. This is the subject of this discussion, and nicely discuss for 20 minutes and conclude. And so that one topic, one small topic is ready. So that we can upload on the YouTube actually, on IBM. So that they will be coming to know how the teaching is going on here and how students are performing. That is also very important. Yeah. Jai Gopinath Prabhu, yes. Yeah.
It's a suggestion to like once in a month in one class.
Yeah, yeah.
6 students, or it can be a little extended class.
Yes,
like 6 or 9 students can perform, and in another month, another 9 students, they can choose their topic, so that they don't need to extend any.
Yes, yes.
If you ask on a Saturday, students may find it difficult to stretch themselves.
Yes.
And once in a month, 9 students, and the next month another 9 students.
Yes.
And the third month, another 9 students. There are, I think, 27 students of us.
Yes.
Or maybe little more extra, so we can manage accordingly. 15 minutes session, 5 minutes question answer. Within 20 minutes, we can finish one student. That can be one idea you can think of that.
Yes, bro. Nice, nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I have seen in other places, like the one way, like I know, like it's like, as we are looking for time, Saturdays or some other days, to collect everyone at one time, it's very challenging because we have to complete our course. One thing is that like we can make our own videos offline, like at our home, on certain topic and presentation, and we can upload to YouTube, and then we can send a link to the class in the Google Classroom, and then everyone can see and grade it accordingly. So that way, like, you don't need to come everyone together, because we can just at any time, like whichever is available during the course, like we can choose some of the verses, and then we can speak on that and just record a video and send it to you. So that way, like, we don't need to come together and really like have that. But yes, we can discuss sometime when we come together. But again, if time is an issue, then that's another option.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. This is also one idea, Prabhu. Yeah, yeah. I am noting this. Yeah, but I feel so. What Jai Gopinath Prabhu said, that is okay. So on once in a week, once in a month, one Friday, we can have maybe when we can start by 6 o'clock, 6 to maybe 8:39, like 3 hours. So if we then on that 20 minutes, that means we can nine students can finish easily. So that also students also will understand, and yeah, like that. Sometimes if it is not 3 months, then if needed, then two Fridays will take, or maybe 2 alternative weeks, alternative Fridays we can use also. So that we will plan actually. So then we'll start this taking the topics, and we'll set the date. So we should not wait. Some good idea means we should immediately implement. Alasya amritam visham. If you wait for the, if you make it late, then nectar will become poison. So that's why we'll start this program from next week onwards. That means next Friday is this day. Okay, 20th. Everyone is 20th is the next Friday. On next Friday, so 9 students can give their topics. That means Anushya the numbers what they want to speak. So they can send that to me so that I can publish on our group, so that others will select the other Anushyadas. And yeah, you can, no problem. So from Bhakti Sandarbha, Tattva Sandarbha also is okay. Because most of the students are there from Tattva Sandarbha also. So that's why you can select from the Tattva Sandarbha also. And no problem. Almost all students are there. Only few are not there. It's okay that they will also come to know that new topic. Okay, 9 students are okay. They can send first come first serve. So whoever is sending first to me, so I will consider those 9 names. Then after that, but everyone should do. Okay, that is compulsory. And assessment will be there for this also. We'll add the marks for this. Okay. Thank you very much. So let's continue our discussion.
Little suggestion.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
So, if it is a big number, means 9 students at one day, if you think that this is too much, a big number, then you can have 15 days after, but less number of students, like 4 students. You can fix 4 students' name. They will prepare for that that particular day.
But actually, you know, one time you are getting 3 hours. So that means I will lose 2 classes if I do more frequently, because I have to cover syllabus also. That's why. One Saturday, one Friday, extended Friday. So half an hour early and 1 hour late. So 3 hours. It will be very interesting. Students also can ask questions, and we will also give that means on spot comments actually. So how you have to improve and what is needed and where you should work and how to present to public, and you will also understand. Yeah, and also you can easily you can use the PPTs. You can make a PPT and present. Projector we can use, or other you can use Blackboard, whiteboard, whatever whiteboard you can write and explain like we do. So, but you should speak from the Sandarbha only. No need to make it a Bhagavatam class. Sometimes people make this as a Bhagavatam class, and I sincerely praying obeisances to all of you, and don't make this. That means Bhagavatam class means like, oh, a lot of is not from the Sandarbha and keep on bringing here and there and making brainwashing. That is not necessary actually. Just how you are able to digest this philosophy and presenting. That is I want to check actually. That is the main thing. What is the main intention is how you are able to present this knowledge, and whatever you are speaking, that centered around that Anucheda, and also whatever you make statement, you should have the reference. That means some reference sloka, and conclusions also based upon that Anucheda only, and select that properly Anucheda such a way. So small topic also, but nicely you should present. And 20 minutes properly covered, and you should not extend more than 15 minutes and not less than 15 minutes like this. Yes, Ashray Gaurang Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, my request and suggestion was that when we for this presentation, the presentation that text of Sandarbha, it will be nice if you can break the text, like you can divide, like for example 50 or 20 breaks of this Sandarbha. Then from there students can select. That will be nice. Otherwise, if whimsically we take up something, maybe so many Anucheda or only less Anucheda, and I think it's better if you can divide the Anuchedas 1 to 5 or 6 to 10 like this all, and from there students can select. Or it even more better would be if you can assign only, then it is much better. That will be very easy, because then we don't have to unnecessary do speculation what to do or what not to do. If you can assign only this, these are the Anucheta you have to prepare, you have to speak.
Yeah, that is also a good idea. So what I was thinking, how students are going to pick up. So because then they will see everything. Oh, this is and where I should. Because what I want to do. So if whatever Anusheda they select and I will publish it, and they will go for the next Anusheda. So or another Anusheda. So like this. No need of flow, but whatever you feel convenient, so you can select and I want to speak on this Anusheda. Already Anushedhas are itself is a topic because everything is given like a topic wise only it is. And you should take the content for the 20 minutes of the time and you can present. Already these are all very systematically arranged topics only these. And that's
because I remember in our Bhakti Vaibhav, we were asked to choose anything from 3 cantos. So it was very much hodgepodge because somebody selected one sloka out of 3 cantos, and we never speak anything from Bhagavatam. Only we have to speak outside Bhagavatam only. Entire 30 minutes. Useless waste of time. If you select that these are the Anuchedas, minimum 10 Anucheda or minimum 20 Anucheda, something should be there, some guideline. Otherwise, it will be actually we will be wasting time also. And our mind is flickering. We cannot choose which is what to speak, what to not to speak. It's better to assign. And if you cannot assign, at least you divide that. Okay, these are the total lessons. You select from this. Then it is also okay. So in that case, also we can go from the beginning also flow. Like first 9 students, they should start from okay.
No, not like that. Restriction we should not put. Actually, they can select from anywhere. And topic itself is Anusheda Sutrasthani Vakya itself is a topic actually. We are going to establish this in this. And because the Bhagavatam case is different, but it's a thematical book. This Sandarbha itself is a thematical book, and it is establishing the every Anusheda what is going to be done. So it is clearly said. And I don't think that much spoon feeding is needed. And because I am already experimented for the previous batch, that means senior batch students, and they are selecting and speaking actually. So it is thematical book, Prabhu. It is not a just only slokas are there and what the theme is going. If one doesn't know, then there is a problem. So that can be done. That much, understanding student should have. And whoever is selecting those Anuchedas, I will publish, and another person will go for the another. And if anything is correction is needed, then I will tell, okay, you go one more Anucheda or less. Let them select from this, and any suggestions are there, then I will make for this individual.
So that means there is no restriction. One can choose only one Anucheda, and one can choose also 50 Anucheda if you want.
And then 50.
Like that?
No, 50 Anuchedas.
I think we should make some rules that okay, 5 Anucheda or 10 Anucheda.
No, Prabhu. See, Prabhu. Anucheda is not like a big, is not equal, na, Prabhu. How you can restrict the number of Anuchedas? Some is the one Anucheda itself is having so big content. So students should have that much ability. So this much content I want to speak on the 15 minutes of time only is there. And that is not a spoon. That much is not necessary, I think. Yeah.
Big Anucheda means only one person.
Yeah, one is also enough. Even half Anucheda is also fine. Only this much. So how you are presenting that content you are taking from Sandarbha and presenting, that's all. Even half Anucheda is also no problem.
Prabhu, I think the benefits if you assign the topics to us, there are 2 immediate benefits. One is that you will be kind of forced to study what you might not naturally want to study. And the second is that you'll be able to determine the time. So for example, some of us might not have experience of presenting something, and we'll take a topic which is too long, and then 3-hour session will turn into 4.5-hour session.
Because the topic selection also I'm giving marks. How you are able to select, how your intelligence is working in selecting the topic, how much you are selecting, and guidelines we are giving. So, but you are not able to select topic means, so then you don't know how to present in the public also. I'm in the public, I'm not going to come to with you and give the topic and you speak on this. And you have to select from this existing Anusheda and present that. And you should know how to select and what is the theme is going and how to speak on that. That is the one of the ability we are going to check in the student. And he is taking 50 Anuchedas for 15 minutes and he is presenting such a way, then it is a failure, and he is fail in this just selecting the topic. So that's why I want to check the how you are going to take from this sandarbhas and present that topic for 15 minutes. That is a main checking point actually. Yeah. Ramcharan Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, just one clarification is that so when we are saying that we have to select the topic, so I think if there are 25 students, if I'll go and Bhakti Sandarbha and spend 2 hours and then I find it out 2 or 3 topics but I will not get it because somebody already chose that, then I'm automatically forced to go somewhere else to actually find my topic. So and then it's become like a really difficult, like again and again I have to come and say which topic I'm really going to get it, because
That's why Prabhu, I said a solution for this. Anyone want that and immediately send me, I will publish on the group, so that this Anushcheda already is taken. Then you have to check the already what are the Anushchedas are selected and you will go for the next one.
There will be competition like this. Booking your seat.
Yeah. So this is that means this is also testing of students' enthusiasm and also the ability of the selecting the topic, and nicely how you is able to select what I can eat. It's not the not like Bhakti Vaibhava actually. It is demanding little more actually.
But also, what's the harm if 2 students will speak on the same topic?
Then if something, that means initially we try to see that means uniqueness, and if in the last batch if there is some problem, then I may allow, but initially we don't allow. Yeah. Okay, let's start our discussion. Leela going through. Okay, why it's
Suji, you were mentioning that every Anucheta has a Vishaya Vakyam. So that means like first statement.
Yes. Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam.
Yeah, Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam.
Yes.
So, Suji, what is the Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam for 66th one? How do we know? For 66th Anucheta?
Example 66, Sri Bhagavad Uddhava Samvadepi. That means even in the discussion between Uddhava and Lord, what is there? What Bhakti is Abhideya. So you see in English actually. Then we make full sentence in. Even in the discussion between Krishna and Uddhava, Bhakti is Abhideya. So that means Bhakti is only the Abhideya. It is established in this.
No, means where is that? Is that like, is it essence you're telling, or is it Sanskrit statement? Like, for example, you told for a 67th Anucheda, Agre Jnane Yogasya Kevalasya like that first statement is there, na? Bhakti Yoga Sukha Sadhyatvam. So that is called Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam, you told.
Yes.
So like that, is the Vakyam is there for 66, or is it a continuation?
No, Prabhu. Actually, what we are doing in this Sandarbha, from various conversations, we are trying to establish Bhakti is the Abhideya. So we are taking in the 66th Anucheda the conversation between Bhagavan and the Uddhava. And even in the conversation of the Lord and Uddhava, Bhakti is only Abhideya. That point you should consider. Bhakti is only Abhideya. Bhakti is Abhideya. Establishing Bhakti is Abhideya.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is that point is mentioned? Like, because Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam means it's like Bhakti is the Abhideya. Is it point is directly mentioned here?
Prabhu, Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam means introductory statement. Any Anucheda is having some introductory statement, what is being discussed in that Anucheda. And then after that, Vishaya Vakyam will be there. That is a Bhagavatam statement is the Vishaya Vakyam. So after Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam, there is a Bhagavad statement to establish that.
So 65th has the point which you are saying is the 65th. It is there. Agrecha Purvokta Prakarena Bhakter Eva Abhidhi. Hitatve. So this is called Sutra Sthaniya Vakyam, correct?
Yes.
So like that, is there anything for 66th, or is it a continuation from 65?
No, sometimes 2-3 Anuchedas are having some connection, sometimes they are not having the connection also. Okay, I will explain to you later, because in the Tattva Sandarbha this was discussed, so that's why you are a little bit
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Hare Krishna.
Even in some big Anusheda is there only some section 15 minutes time you are properly utilizing and you are discussing, that is also okay. In between, so in this Anusheda, this much I want to discuss. Okay, this line to this line. Okay, fine, no problem. So you should know the content should be properly, so it's not exceeding or it's not low to the 15 minutes. Samsara sindhumati dustara samsara sindhumati dustara muttatirshor nanya plavo bhagavata purushottamasya leela katha rasa nishevana mantarena pumso bhaved vividha dukkada vartitasya. This was discussed from the 12th canto. Samsara Sindhu. This only is going, na? We finished this or not? Huh? Complete? Anushad is finished? Last is not finished, I think. Last portion is not finished. Good. So Taduktam, what is said? That means Samsara Sindhum Atidustaram Uttitirshaha. That means one who is trying to cross the Samsara Sindhu, or otherwise Bhave, that means Vivida Dukkarditasya, who is tortured or other who is suffering by the heat of this samsara. And for these both people, what is recommended? They have to take the boat of what boat? Leela Katha Rasa Leela Katha Rasa Nishevanam. That means they should take the boat of the serving the or hearing the pastimes of the Lord, and or otherwise drinking the rasa, that means nectar of the pastimes of the Lord. That is the thing. So but that kind of boat they should take, not other one, and they can easily cross this ocean. This is said. What is our goal in this Anusheda? You should always remember, Kevala Gnana is not going to give any result, and it is asadhyatvam. It is not going to give the result. And Bhakti Yoga is very easy, and it is also producing the Gnana as a byproduct. This is the point we should always keep this point in our mind. And that's why Shabda Brahmani Nishnato Nanishnyat Pare Yadi Sramastasya Sramafalo Hyadenumiva Rakshataha. From this you understood now, Upanishads which are describing the pastimes of the Lord. You should study that. Then what will happen? By that, one can easily realize the Paratattvam in the form of Bhagavan and also in the form of Brahman. But if you read the Upanishads which are establishing Parabrahman and not having the pastimes of the Lord, just by practicing that, you will not be successful. That is, you will not get the steadiness in the Paratattvam. That means what? Simple Gnana. Upanishads which are describing only Brahman, not having the Leelas, means it is simply, that means contemplating on the Brahma Gnanam actually. Upanishads establishes or discuss about the Brahman in the form of Nirguna, that means the form of impersonal form. Impersonal form of the Paratattvam is discussed in the Upanishads. And that kind of Upanishads, if you practice and if you contemplate on that, that will not going to give steadiness or the any result in getting the nishtha in the Parabrahman. So that means it is clearly we are clearly understanding from these two possibilities. So simple Gnana is not going to give any result, but the Bhakti, hearing the pastimes, is going to give a result. That means it is going to give the realization of Paratattva in the form of Bhagavan and also in the form of Brahman. That means, so Brahma Gnanam also you are getting. That means by hearing the pastimes, you are able to, that means realize the Bhagavan, and also you are able to get the Brahma Gnanam. So that is the byproduct. Okay. This is already established in the Sapta Brahman Nishnato. See the Sutrasthanim Vakyam. That means Kevala Gnanasya. That means he is not going to give result, but Bhakti is giving result. And also for Bhakti, Gnanam is the byproduct. And this is Taduktam. Samsara Sindhum Adidustaram Atiti Tirsha. So for the person who wants to cross this middle ocean, for him there is only one boat. Nanyaha. There is no other boat. There is no other boat. What is that one boat? So Leela Katha Rasa Nishevanam. Nishevanam means serving the Lord's pastimes. That means hearing the Lord's pastimes and chanting the Lord's pastimes. That means simply meditating on the or speculating on the Gnana, Brahma Gnanam is not mentioned here to cross the middle ocean. Here said there is only one, na anyaha. There is no other boat. Okay, this is also saying the same point what we discussed in the we stated in the Sutrasthanim Vakyam. Next, once again, so see from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-4. Shreyas Shrutim Bhakti Mudasyate Vibho Klishyanti Ye Kevala Bodha Labdaye Tesham Asau Kleshalaye Vasishyate Nanyad Yatha Stula Tushava Ghatinam. All of you know the meaning of this sloka. Previously also came. Shreyah Shrutim Bhakti Mudasya. So the most beneficial path is what? That is a bhakti path. And Udasya, living that, so te Vibho, oh my dear Lord, oh Supreme Lord, te klishyanti, they always get the difficulty or pain. Who? Ye kevala bodha labdaye, whoever is practicing for only Gnana. Kevala bodha labdaye means practicing for only Gnana. So that means pure Gnana. Whoever is trying to follow the pure Gnana Marga. So then Gnana Yoga. So for them what? Klishyanti, they will be getting difficulty. Tesham asau kleshala eva shishyate. So tesham asau kleshala eva shishyate. For them, what is remaining for them? So kleshala eva shishyate keval. So that means simply pain only is finally they are having finally pain only. No result. Na anyad. That means nothing they are going to get. Only they are going to get pain. Who try for only Gnana Marga, pure Gnana Marga, who you are following. Those. Example is given. Yatha means example. Yatha stula tushava ghatinam. Whoever is beating the empty husk, that means from which already rice is taken out, and if you beat on that once again and again, so you are not going to get any rice from that. So similarly, if you practice only Gnana without Bhakti, living Bhakti, and if you practice only Gnana, path of Gnana, you will be getting only pain. So same thing is once again is established in this also. 10th canto 14:4, Brahmaji's prayers to the Lord. Okay, now we are going to shifting to the 68th Anushada. Any questions or doubt in this? Sri Chand Prabhu, yes.
Prabhu, then Jnana Yogis who wanted Brahman realization, what they also have to hear pastimes of Lord like that, Prabhu?
Come again, Prabhu. Your voice is some.
Jnana Yogis, Jnanis who want to merge into impersonal Brahman. So for them also they have to hear the pastimes of Lord only, no, Prabhu?
Yeah. So now your question is: so whoever is wanting to merge into impersonal Brahman, or otherwise whoever wants to realize Brahman, so for them also there is a need of some amount of bhakti. Naishkarmyam pachyuta bhavavarjatam nasobhate gnanamalam niranjanam. Without the bhakti achyuta bhava, so simply, so Brahma Gnanam, practicing the Niranjanam, that means Brahma Gnanam. Naishkarmya means Brahma Gnanam. So practicing, it will not give any result.
So, but even but they don't get attracted to Bhagavan feature. Like
no. They are not getting Bhagavan feature, but just they should practice bhakti without offending the Lord. They should not do any aparadha, any offense.
Yes, true.
Because by the Bhakti Maharani's mercy only they will get the Brahman realization also. And this is we are going to see, it is elaborately explained in the 10th canto 14th chapter. On the, so Tathapi Bhuman, this is a sloka number, maybe 6, I think. In that 10th canto, 14th chapter, 6th or 6th, I think. There elaborately Sridhar Swami describes, and after that, so Jiva Goswami also extended Tika he gives on that. Tathapi Bhuman is 6th. What is sloka number? 10, 14, 6. After next to next, this 10, 14, 4 we are having. So 10, 14, 6, this is explained. Without bhakti, so Kevala Gnana is not going to give the Brahman realization. Okay. Next, 68 Anusada Atayeva Madiya Leela Shunyam. So that's what we have to understand in this, especially now Advaitins, they are not the practitioners of the Kevala Gnana, because they are saying that Lord's form is Maya Kalpitam. That means it is out of the Maya. Vidya Vachina Chaitanyam. They say Ishvara is also Vidya Vachina Chaitanyam. Because of this, what is going to happen? They are committing the offense. They are offending the Lord's form. So that's why they never get. This we are going to study in the 3rd canto, 31st chapter. Once again, that Brahmaji's, like Brahmaji's finally, how he is going back. That means after devastation. So at that time it is discussed in the 31st chapter. In that 31st chapter actually. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary is there. So whoever is this Advaitins, they never get any kind of Brahman realization. Only the Brahmavadis, they will get the Brahman realization. Atayeva Madiya Lela Sunyam Vaidikim api Vacham na Abhyased Ityaha Dvabhyam. So by 2 slokas, what is said? What is Sutrasthanim Vakyam in this? Thus one should not study even Vedic scriptures devoid of my pastimes. This is expressed in the next 2 verses. This is the introductory statement. Or the Sutrasthaniyam Vakyam. Madiya Lela Sunyam Vaidikim api Vacham na Abhyased. This is the conclusion actually. Even one who is becoming expert in the previous sloka, what you have seen in the previous sloka 11:11, 18, you have seen that one is expert in the Sabda Brahma, but if he doesn't go through the past tense of the Lord, then he will not become successful. He will not get any steadiness in the Paraptattvam. So that means what? Finally, what is understanding? Even the Vedic literature, if that is not covering the Leelas of the fast times, then it's not, no need to practice that. And that will not give any result actually. Atayeva Madiya Leela Sunyam Vaidikim api Vacham na Abhyaset Ityaha Dvabhyam. Gam Dugda Dohamasim cha Bharyam Deham Paradi Namasat Prajam cha Vittam Tvatirdi Krutamangavacham Hena Maya Rakshati Dukka Dukki. O Uddhava, that man is certainly the most miserable who takes care of a barren cow, a wife without amorous desire, a body totally dependent on others, useless children or wealth not utilized for the right purpose. Similarly, statements devoid of my pastimes are also most miserable. So any statement, any Vedic statement, see, Lord is giving such a high emphasis. Sakshat Bhakti is only the conclusion of everything. And if something is there, that is only for the immature people. And ultimately, that purpose is also to bring back someone to the path of devotion only. Even someone say that I will practice Brahman, and even if you want to practice Brahman without Bhakti, you will not get the Brahman also. So that means the whole Vedic literature is concluding in the Sakshat Bhakti, direct Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam. This is already we have seen from the, who is that? Recently, 63rd Anusheda. 63rd? This is from the 11th third, from the, who is saying this? Parokshavado Vedoyam. Who is that speaker? Nimi and Avirhotra? Avirhotra. Even from the Avirhotra statements also. So Karma Kanda also is there. That ultimately that's purpose also Naishkarmyam. And but you can get that Naishkarmyam very easily by just directly worshipping the Lord. So Vedena Tantrena cha. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in Bhakti, who is practicing pure devotional service, how to recognize somebody's Gyan Mishra Bhakta, Karma Mishra Bhakta, like pure devotee, not like that sentimentally or not labeling, but based on Shastra and experience, how to know which person where is that? So is there like that?
You want to know others or you want yourself?
Others.
Others, not yourself.
Ourselves also I will come to know, because this is individual process as well.
If you try to know yourself, then it is possible. But if you want to know others, then it is difficult.
But just suppose, but scriptures are meant for both, not for oneself only. That's the. It's like why is there?
That difficult means. So my point is, so first of all, we should apply on us. So we can know ourselves. That means what kind of devotion we are doing. Why this Bhakti Shastra is given? Abhideya, this Bhakti Sandarbha, and also Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Madhurya Kadambani, Harinama Chintamani. These are the books actually, especially written on the devotional service, how to practice. Like if you want to treat a body, any physically, that means a diseased body, you should know anatomy of the body nicely. And then only you can.
Because the scripture says not only oneself. That's why I know Mansa, Adriyata, Gudam, that is how three kinds of devotees are there.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm coming to your point, please.
So that
please. I understood, Prabhu. Your question is clear to me. So let me try to answer. So what I want to say, Prabhu, actually, so yeah, your question is very right. We are studying the Sandarbha not for marks or for passing. So mainly is to apply in our life. And that is a very valid question your question is. And yes, in this Sandarbha only you will be seeing in the future coming sections what is a Karma Mishra Bhakti, Gnana Mishra Bhakti, Karma Gnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, and Aropa Siddha Bhakti, Sakshat Bhakti, and also Sattvika Bhakti, Rajasika Bhakti, Tamasika Bhakti, Nirguna Bhakti, so Vaidhi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti. So like this, varieties of the categories of bhakti you are coming to know. What will happen when you know this clearly, the definitions of this bhakti according to the Shastra, then we will automatically, our consciousness will set to the right thing. So first of all, yeah, that is the need of the, that is the purpose of the studying the Bhakti Sandarbha. Definitely. So that is our goal. And your point will be, so will be by the going to this slowly, section by section. Now after the 80 Anusedas, 89 Anusedas, so this is finished, 12 cantos. Then after that, we will be start discussing the various devotional physics. That means the subtleties of the various types of the bhaktis, and so many points we'll be discussing. It will make you finally to understand what is our bhakti. And okay, but Mike.
Just like Hansa, Swan does water and milk is there, he separated.
Yes.
So we can, I'm not in Paramhansa, but Paramhansa, but Shastra makes one Paramhansa, gives directions. So Shastra is meant for to show the right path and selection, everything.
Yes.
So it not be sentimental, not fanatic.
Yes.
But just like this is a observation, just a torchlight. Torchlight is there, shows where is wrong, where is this, and then. And not like fault finding, not like that.
Yes.
So that is helping mood in the
definitely
sense.
So Madhyamadhikari is one of the characteristic is what he has to be expert in the all the Shastras. So that is also one thing. If you want to be a Madhyamadhikari, you should be expert in the Shastra. So that is definitely, obviously, we should know the clearly all the subtleties of the bhakti. And because Madhyamadhikari only, why he should know the completely Shastra? That is the minimum requirement for the Madhyamadhikari, because Madhyamadhikari categorize the devotees. So who is the Ishvara, who is the Bhakta, and also who is the who is actually ignorant and who is envious about the devotees. All these four, Maitri, Prema, Maitri, Krupa, Upeksha. These are the four things. If he wants to do, he has to understand who is who. So that's why he should know. For knowing this, he should be knowing thoroughly the Shastra, and then he can properly identify who is what. Definitely, obviously, that's why Acharyas or Goswamis, they wrote these books, so clearly to understand the. If we read all the Goswami books, that is enough actually. By the Prabhupada books and also, so Prabhupada books are the basics. Those are the foundations we will give, and also details also there, but extended details you can see in other Acharyas books. Yes, Prabhu. Will, yeah, by also reading the Madhuri Kadambani, also one of the book. This also explains various symptoms you can understand from the various stages are explained in the devotional service. Pure devotional service is our goal. Then after that, pure devotional service. So we should not do the Mishra Bhakti or Aropa Siddha Bhakti. We should do the pure devotional service. In that, once again, there are various stages are there. In this book, that stages are not discussed. So then that's why you have another Acharya. Later Acharya is coming. Srila Vishnu Thakur, and writing the even more elaborately the pure devotional service. What are the various stages? Those all stages he will explain. Like this, we should study various books to get the more complete knowledge. That is our mission actually. That's the reason why we are studying Sandarbhas. So here what is said, any Vedic statement which is not statements, if they are devoid of the Lord's pastimes, they are like, so Gam Dugdha Dohanam Asatim, so Dugdha Dohanam, so milking a barren cow, what you will get? Maintaining a barren cow is similarly any Vedic statements which doesn't have the pastimes of the Lord. If you regularly practice and recite, no use, waste of it. That's why Srila Jiva Goswami also whole Vyakarana system he transformed into the Harinama Amrit, because without so holy names, simply memorizing hours and hours the sutras, grammar sutras, that's simply waste of the time. Even if you get the knowledge on the language, what is the use? So that's why he made the benefit. Okay, by learning the Sanskrit sutras, so you will definitely get language. But one more benefit he added by replacing those Panini terms with the Harinam, that means holy names. So that extra benefit is there, spiritual benefit. So now here, Asatim cha bharyam, whoever is maintaining or having a wife, amorous, that means Srila Sridhar Swami is writing on it, who doesn't have sex feelings. So such a wife, what is the use of maintaining? And next, what is that?
It is Asatim Bharya, and he has amorous feeling. Who is not like what is sex desire like that. Sati means
Kamuk.
But that
Kamana, means desires she should have.
But Sati, purpose of Sati is different like that. Should be chaste, and here his meaning is like that.
Amorous.
She should have a amorous, not like that amorous. She should be full of desire. Yeah.
If she doesn't have that say urge, bodily urge, if you marry, you will not get any children from her. Then what is the use of marriage? So like that. Marriage is meant for what? And marriage is meant for the otherwise then you should be brahmachari only.
Actually, Shastra says Sati means there's everything there, including
more than Sati. Here
is
Here sati means we should take. So who doesn't have any so urge for the bodily urge? So that you should take. Sridhar Swami wrote. I'm not my comment. Sridhar's commentary, you see, Sridhar Swami's commentary. He is writing actually. Anyone open the commentary and tell me Sridhar Swami commentary, asati, how he glossed. Next, someone see and tell me. So next, deham paradhinam. If body is went into the control of others, that means you are not able to control your own body. That means not able to go for the basic needs yourself. Then that kind of body, what is the use actually? Always lying on the bed and every time depending on others. Is there any use of that kind of body? Is dependent on others? There is no use. Similarly, you asat prajam, children, useless children. So they are not doing anything. And such a children, if you have, what is the use? No use. Wealth, which is not used, vittam tu atirthi kritam. That means wealth not utilized for the right purpose. So then it will bring the sin only to you, or otherwise no use. So like this, any statements which are devoid of the Lord, past tense, they are also reciting or practicing that useless. Next Anucheda. Okay, here you saw that. Sridhar Swami. Sloka number 11, 11, 19, 20. देखना नहीं आ रहा इसको. भागवत नहीं है तो कहाँ देख रहे थे अब? डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं. Okay. So asatim bharyam mane kama sunyam. This is from this other song. Okay. Because we make the translation based upon if you go for the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary for the same sloka, you will be seeing the differently actually. Here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing Bharya Sati Janakruta Dharmopadesha. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing Evam Asatim Bharya means Sati Janakruta Dharmopadeshadi Maya Deshadi Yamayatyam Sati. So here, if you see Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, Sati Janakruta Dharmopadeshadi Yamayatyam. That means following the path or the footsteps of the path which is the dharma. That means given by the Sati, that means chaste wives. So here he took another way actually. So then why we didn't write translation? We first, any sloka we try to translate first based upon the Krama Sandarbha. If Krama Sandarbha glossing is not there, then we'll go for the Sridhar Swami. And Sridhar Swami glossing is not there, then we'll go for the Vishwanath. So that's why first preference is Jiva Goswami and Sridhar Swami, because Jiva Goswami is taking Sridhar Swami's commentary only. So that's why we have to make the translation based upon the Jiva Goswami or otherwise Sridhar Swami. And because when Jiva Goswami wrote this book, at that time Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is not there, and his commentary also is not there. Understand? So that's why if you want to understand anything, you should go to the higher level only, because he will be seeing the already existing commentaries. That is the Sridhar Swami commentary only. So that's why we should follow, we should translate based upon that. Okay, and another scriptures will be going for another way, but for the Sandarbhas, this is the style we follow. 69th Anusheda. Mayahinam vacham ityuktam vivurnoti. Sorry, mayahinam vacham ityuktam vivurnoti. Without the Lord, so any speech is what is said in the following sloka, is in a verse. The statements divide of my pastimes are so elaborated like this. Yasyam name pavana manga karma stityudbhava prana nirodhamasya leelavatare janma vasya bandhyam girantam vibruta vruyanadhira. Uddhava, the wise don't accept useless statements in which there are no descriptions of how I create, maintain and destroy the universe, and in which there are no descriptions of my auspicious births as Krishna, Rama and others among all the Leela Avataras. The wise don't accept statements in which there are no descriptions of how I create. That means what kind of Leelas these are? Create, maintain and destroy. These are all Srishti Leelas. And also, and in which there are no descriptions of my auspicious births as Krishna and Rama. These are all what? Ruchira Leelas. So Ruchira Leelas and Srishti Leelas. Leelas are two types. In the Srishti Leelas, who is prominent? This Leela is due to what? Due to Maya. Srishti Leelas are due to Maya or not? Creation of the Mahat, from Mahat, Ahankara, and after that elements, after that forming of Brahmanda, and Virat Purusha, forming of Virat Purusha, and Brahmaji's body, appearing the Brahma's body, then appearing the various demigods or various living entities' bodies. All these are all the Srishti Leela. These are all done by prominently by whom? By the Maya. But Maya and Srila Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur have the different opinions on this. What are that difference? According to the Srila Jiva Goswami, these Maya Kruta Leelas, Leelas done by the Maya are generally meant for whom? According to Srila Jiva Goswami? Every day, new day. Very nice. So, for the initial devotees, new devotees, so neophyte devotees it is. For the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that all these Leelas are also is liked by the, are tasted, are interested. That means even these are all heard by the pure devotees also. According to the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, pure devotees also hear this. But according to the Jiva Goswami, he says that this is meant for the neophyte devotees, neophytes. That means they should get first clearly understand who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they should understand connection between the Supreme Lord and this creation. And then after understanding the purely the philosophy behind Krishna, then they can go to the Ruchira Leelas. He can understand the Ruchira Leelas. So that's why he recommends that these Leelas, Srishti Leelas, are meant for the neophytes. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that not only for the neophytes, even pure devotees also relish these Leelas, he says, because the reason is on that day, yes.
Yeah, we discussed the other day that the 23 elements, they have their deities, which are Krishna's associates in the spiritual world. So,
yes.
So they also Parshadas of the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
So all this are relishable for.
Yeah, that is the thing, because these 23 elements and their actions only, these are all whole creation. So that's why these 23 elements are having the controlling deities, and those deities are directly Parshadas of the Supreme Lord. In the Vaikunta he stays, and those are the Aja Anija Devatas, and those Devatas are spiritually, they are spiritual bodies, they are all pure devotees of the Lord. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is seeing that these are all activities are also due to the activities out of the pure devotees only. That's why. So actions of the pure devotees are also relished by the pure devotees. It is like that. There. Understood? So anyway, come here. You are here also seeing here. That's why Leelas should be containing what? Here two Leelas are mentioned. Two kinds of the Leelas. So Srishti Leelas and Ruchira Leelas, both. And next, yasyam me jagatah sodhakam charitam na syat kintat asya vishwasya stityadi rupam tad hetuhu ityardaha. Yasyam me jagatah sodhakam charitam na syat. So yasyam means what? Gram. That means Vedic speech or Vedic words. The Vedic words who doesn't have Jagatah Sodakam Charitam na syat, in which there is no fast tense of the Lord which purifies entire creation. Janataga Viplavo. Yes, this Lord's fast tense, they purify entire creation. So this is going to, if that is not there in that speech, then it is not wise people, they don't accept. Here yasyam me jagatah sodakam charitam na syat kintat. So what is that? What issue if it is not there? Then that kind of speech or that kind of Vedic statements are useless. So what should be, what thing if is not there, then that is not useful. What if it is not there? What? Asya viswasya stityadi rupam tad hetuhu ityardaha. That means in which there are no descriptions of my pastimes which purify the universe. Which are those pastimes? They are the pastimes related to me, who is the cause for creation, maintenance, and destruction. So these Vedic words should contain about that person who is the creator of this universe and maintainer and destroyer. Tatah api utkrishtatamtvena vimrushamyaha. So leelavatare-psitam jagatah premaspadam Sri Krishna Ramadi janmavana syat tam nishpalam giram vedalakshanam api dhiraha dhiman na dharayet. So we can elaborate even more nicely. So the thinking of something higher than that. So that means if you go even one step further, tatah api, that means Leelas, a speech should have the Srishti Leelas. If you go even one more step higher, it should contain what? It should Ruchira Leelas. Leelavatareshu ipsitam jagatah premaspadam Sri Krishna Ramadi janmava nasyat. Tam Nishpalam Giram. If that is not containing the fast tense of the Krishna and Rama, then that is Nishpala. Even it is Vedic speech, Vedic words, Vedic statements, no use. Dharayet. So that's why if in the society you say many karma kandis are there, and in that karma kanda section, whatever they regularly recite, they are telling about the various rituals and various puja. That means different kinds of the worshipping the various demigods for purpose of various results. So this kind of thing, even if you hear and even if you practice whole life, and they are not going to get anything. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest thing. It is always describing the everywhere, every chapter is describing the leelas of the past tense of the Lord. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest scripture. Taduktam Sri Naradena idam hi pumsa tapasa srutasya va ityadi. Even in the first canto, 5th chapter, 22nd, idam hi pumsa tapasa srutasya va. So sristasya suktasya cha buddhidattayoho avichitordha kavibhir nirupito yad uttama sloka gunanuvarnanam. The translation is the permanent result of man's austerity, study of Vedas, performance of scriptures, sacrifices, chanting the of mantras, practicing gnana, and giving charity is defined by the wise as glorifying the qualities of the Lord. What is the permanent result? If you do all these activities, should lead to what? Should lead to glorifying the qualities of the Lord. Ultimately, these all sadhanas should lead to Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, and one should try to glorify the qualities of the Lord. Otherwise, they are all resultless. That's the Narada is giving the statement in the first canto, 5th chapter. Atayeva Geetam Kaliyuga Pavanavatarena Sri Bhagavata. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu statement this is. Srutamapyopanishadam dure harikatamrutat yanna santi dravachitta kampashrupulakadaya. It is in the blue color actually. Some Anvaya is not sitting. We don't have any commentary on this. And we need to think again. This from the Padjavali actually. From the Padjavali we are seeing this. But in the Padjavali, these all poems, all these statements collected from the many places. Yeah. So collected from the many places. That's why they don't no connection between these. So some acharyas, they give commentary on this. I don't know who those acharyas, but some meaning, translated meaning is given. The melting of heart, trembling of the hair, trembling of the body, tears and hairs standing on end, which are produced from the nectar of topics of Lord Hari. They are not present in the Brahmagnana, which is propagated by the Upanishads, and remain far from it. Okay, so here what? Dravat chitta kamprashru pulakadayaha santi. The melting of heart, first you take that. Dravat chitta kamprashru pulakadayaha. Melting of heart, trembling of the body, tears and hairs standing on end, which are produced from the nectar of topics of Lord Hari. Hari katamrutat kim santi dravat chitta kampashru pulakadaya. From the Harikatha, we get this. Aupanishadam dure. So Yasmin Aupanishade. So dure. Actually, that they are not present in the Upanishad means Brahmagnanam. So they are not present in the Brahmagnanam, which is propagated by the Upanishads, and remain far from it. That means, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also saying, so Upanishadam Gnanam is free from this fast tense, and yeah, and fast tense of the Lord produces these symptoms. Okay. This is 70 Anuchedas. We reached half of our syllabus, half of our module 1, 150 out of almost 70, half. Yeah. and we have 1.5 months. We can finish. We will finish 150 within time. By October 1st, we will finish 150 Anuchedas. And we will be having one more exam. 20 finish means another 30. Another 2 weeks later, we will be having 2, 3. Huh? Question mark. Yes. Yes. 3 exams. Another 50 Anuchedas, one more exam. Yes, Prabhu, ask Gaurav.
Prabhu, in this sloka, the mention is that Kaliyuga Pavana Avatarana Geetam. Sri Bhagavata Kaliyuga Pavana Avatarana Geetam.
Yes.
So that means this sloka, where is the source of the sloka?
Padyavali.
Padyavali is compiled by
Rupa Goswami.
Achha. Padyavali is by Rupa Goswami.
Yeah. Padyavali 39.
And Geetam by Kaliyuga Pavana Avatarana means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I don't know. I don't know Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is there. I don't know. This sloka is, anyone can search in Chaitanya. This sloka is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat also. Shrutamapyaupanishadam dure harikatamrutat yanna santi dravi. It is not there in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Chaitanya Bhagavat also, I don't think this sloka is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat. No.
Kaliyuga, I don't know, Prabhu. I don't know Chaitanya Bhagavat. But Chaitanya Charitamrita, we searched, it is not there. Kaliyuga Pavana Avatar is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no doubt in that. Pavana Avatar and Sri Bhagavata. It's Kaliyuga Pavana Avatar and Bhagavan. Who is that? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only. No doubt in that. But where it is there in the Padyavali. But Padyavali, what is the problem? There is no flow actually. It's not the slokas are not having any flow. Collection, it is just Padyavali. Avali means is a collection of the various poems. So various places, various slokas are collected and kept there. So that's why, and nobody commented also. We gave this kind of meaning. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki